From the far-flung corners of South Bend to the newsroom of Channel 1 comes the local news.
747 jet lands in Sunday school. Yaz epidemic sweeps.
From the far-flung corners of South Bend to the newsroom of Channel 1 comes the local news.
747 jet lands in Sunday school. Yaz epidemic sweeps nursing home. ICBMs sighted over Alaska. And Notre Dame wins a big one. Those are the headlines. Details coming up on the local news.
The local news, brought to you piecemeal by Pepe Cola. You've got a lot that's swell, and Pepe's got a lot to sell.
Good evening. And now the news. Vehicular calamity struck South Bend this evening. Roll film. Channel 1 cameraman Lester Flash was on the scene seconds after the tragedy. Mrs. Violet Stern, 97, of 1212 Sycamore Street, swerved to avoid a dead paper sack in a parking lot and collided with a utility pole. Mrs. Carter, though knocked askew, declined an ambulance ride to the hospital. The faces of stunned passerbys bore mute testimony to the magnitude of the catastrophe. Police are still investigating the accident, but preliminary findings attribute the cause of the accident to slippery pavement, foggy windshield, and Mrs. Carter's senility. Damage to Mrs. Carter's car was estimated at $41. Damage to Mrs. Carter was not estimated. The utility pole was undamaged, television service was uninterrupted, and no tickets were issued. In other news, a teenage tragedy struck South Bend today. 18-year-old Dwayne Newton, 18, ordered by his parents to cut his hair, get a job, and clean up his bedroom, climbed to the top of the Brillo building and threatened to leap to his demise. The faces of stunned passerbys bore mute testimony as the parapet pageant played it to its grim conclusion. This reporter sought and obtained an exclusive interview with Dwayne.
Snäppet av vippet. Det är bra snedsunnigt. Och så är det festen om särskilda. Så att ni upp till bollen nu och allt ner med.
Some technical difficulty on that report. What young Dwayne said was that his parents didn't understand him. Quick-thinking Channel 1 cameraman Les Flash caught what we hoped would be an award-winning shot as young Dwayne fell 16 feet to the pavement, breaking his nose. Damage to the pavement was estimated at $50. We'll have more news after this message from our sponsor.
Coming at you down your throat. It's got a lot of fizz because that's where it is, and Pepe Cola doesn't go. It's a great new inspiration. Pepe helps supply the drive. You got a lot of verve, and Pepe's got the nerve. If you're living, you're alive. You've got a lot that's swell, and Pepe's got a lot to sell. You've got a lot that's swell, and Pepe's got a lot to sell.
Childhood tragedy struck South Bend today. Law enforcement officials are combing a 3-square block area shown in this map, searching for a lost child. Have you seen this girl? Pretty little Betty Jo Banaka, 2, left her home Friday at 4:30 to purchase a mousetrap. When she had not returned by Monday, her parents grew alarmed. Neighbors advised the police that Betty Jo was last seen following a man, possibly this man, into the woods, known locally as the Forest of No Return. This reporter was on the scene as the search continued.
Lost the audio.
We've, lost the audio. But if you could hear this film, you'd hear me asking the anguished parents for their reaction over learning that the little daughter was missing and who knows what else. And they said...
This is Rod Scott
Grief.
for Channel 1 News at Winsome's
Crack
Woods,
team
just
of
south of
scouts.
Bricado Farm. Mr. and Mrs. Banaka, your daughter Betty Jo has been missing for 72 hours now, and who knows what else. Would you care to comment for Channel 1 News?
Go away.
Our apologies for the condition of that report. We're under tremendous pressure here. More news after this message.
If the food at your house is enough to make you leave home, visit the nearby Burger Duke, home of the Big Duke sandwich. Wait till you sink your lips into this one. 100% pure U.S. government inspected with no fillers added. A full tenth of a quarter pound on a braised bun. If you're really famished, wrap your face around the Dukerino. We stack up a bun, lettuce, bun, catsup, bun, pickle, bun, mustard, bun, sauce, and top off this tantalizing tower with a puffy, soft bun. Mmm-mm. We're not kidding when we say it takes 3 hands to handle a Dukerino. Top it off with French fries. Crispy, crunchy on the outside, cool and mealy on the inside. For a drink, you'll want the Duke drink. The shake's so thick you can cut it with a knife. In all the popular flavors: vanilla, chicken, olive, and plain. You're still hungry? Then you need the dessert fit for a Duke, the Duke Cake, a frosted cupcake combined with an antacid. At Burger Duke, we'll put food in your mouth and change back in your purse, not the other way around.
There's good news in South Bend tonight with the opening of a new neighborhood psychiatric center. Here's our Channel 1 filmed report. A $10 a plate dinner brought South Bend's finest to Beaver Lodge Post 38 Banquet Hall for a festive evening prior to the ribbon cutting. Guest speaker was Dr. Vaughn Wycliffe, hypnotist, philanthropist, and author of The Magic of Your Spine. He called the dinner, and here I quote, good. Dr. Wycliffe recalled some humorous stories while people had their dessert. Later, this reporter toured the new multi-$1,000 facility with its chief of staff, Thurston Bloom. The tour included a look at the bulletin board, the therapy room, and other things. This is the local news for tonight. This is This Reporter.
The local news is solely the responsibility of the local news department of Channel 1. Portions were pre-recorded.